Hello and welcome to the Thursday night happy hour with me, Monk, with your boy, the paragon of virtue, Lou Betya,
on the way.
Joining us as well for 302. He's getting the pyro ready. There's the smoke. There we go. Goldberg breathing out the smoke. It's a damn good entrance. There we go.
Got my fancy beer. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome everybody to the happy hour. We are going to be breaking down all 12 fights from UFC 302 from a betting and DFS perspective. About an hour 15. We'll get you in and out and on with your Friday. So Lou, how are you doing, man? I'm looking forward to this card. It might seem a little light for the pay-per-view, but I was telling you before, every time I look at the card again, I kind of am enjoying it a little more. A bit confused on a Nico Price pay-per-view main card spot, but what do you think about this card?
It's okay from a fan perspective, betting wise, and I'm not complaining about it. Betting wise, historically, these are not the kind of cards I love spending a lot of money on. I'm just not a big heavy favorites kind of guy. I like these for the next 3 weeks, just looking at these cards, they look like cards I'm going to really want to invest in betting wise. I think there's some super interesting fights, but a couple of good spots here. Got the Champions League on Saturday.
Yes.
Super Bowl of soccer. So super excited for that. I'll give you guys a quick 30-second breakdown at the end if you want I have a couple of bets I like, but and there's, instead of bringing up the channel that I was going to bring up, I have a term I coined today that's mine. Nobody can have it. We're talking about the Eileen Perez Edwards fight with Pepe, and I seem to have a history of going on somebody's tweet and just ruining it. And by ruining it,
my favorite thing.
I mean making it tremendous. I think it was Blood Money was talking about that fight, and it evolved into me saying I hate Perez's face, and that's 98% of the capping process and the fapping process.
That's true.
I would like to tell you that the term handy fapper is now copyrighted.
Oh yeah. Nice. Good work.
And even Miss Betya, when I said the term, started cracking up. She's like, that's perfect.
It is.
Which I can't tell if that's good or bad.
I think it's good. I think I'm on her side here. I'm on both yours and her side.
Matthew, I'll wait till the end of the show. It'll be quick, but I have 3 or 4 props I really like for that as well. I'll tell you right now, it's square as shit. Real Madrid at -160 is just a ton of value. They probably win 2-0, but there's other ways to make money on this game. I'll hit them all at the end of the show. Trust me, there's a lot of these fights that I'm not going to have much to say about some of them. I'll tell you why I'm not betting them, and that's it.
There we go. Let's shout out the chat. Matthew in the house, Prince of Mischief, Green King, Zach Johnson, and Alex Rezzi here for those big, fat, juicy locks, baby. Shady as well. There we go. Shady. Perfect. You still got time to go out on this Thursday night.
Fellow crazy person.
There we go.
Shady. And he knows I mean that he knows that's a compliment. Fellow crazy person.
Well, let's get right into it, guys. What is this guy's name? There we go. Andre Lima taking on Mitch Raposo. We got Lima at -260 with the bite marks, +220 for Raposo, the short and Mushroom. That's right. Of course, I didn't scroll up far enough, Mushroom. I didn't even shout out Juicy Q or Mushroom. That's my apologies. +100 for fight doesn't go, -130 fight goes, and the over 2.5 is -155. Lou, why don't you start us off here?
He knows. So congratulations on finding literally the picture of the least muscle definition fighter I've ever seen.
It was the only picture that was in color and good enough to use.
This guy, I'm like an Adonis compared to this picture, dude. Okay, so there's no bet for me here. And Justin's my guy. What's up, dude? So Lima must taste like steak. Maybe Dan Levy's Brazilian. Maybe that's Dan Levy's.
Oh, that's true.
So look, Lima, the way Lima fights, he's just not the kind of guy I ever want to lay this kind of number on because he's not high volume. He can be taken down. I do like his cardio. He's also like not faced great guys on the regionals. Severino was easily the best guy he fought before the DQ. But I just don't think his style lends him. It's hard for me to see him covering this number. Like he can win, but covering this number, I don't know that he wins all 3 rounds. Okay, so now, as much as I don't want to hate this, there's a lot of things going against Raposo here too. Number one, if you want to talk about Lima's strength schedule, Raposo is facing like bottom of the barrel, nothings. Super short notice. I don't really like betting these, New England cartel guys. Like, it's not my thing. Like, I think they're kind of limited. His dad's his coach, I think. And
works for Devin Clark, right?
Also can get takedowns, especially early. But he doesn't do a lot with them. Like, he doesn't consolidate shit on the ground. Like, he'll get a takedown, and I think Lima is just going to be able to probably pop back up. So, for Raposo to win, he's probably just got to get a lot of takedowns round 1 and round 2 and gas Lima out. So, I'm not big on Raposo. I'm never laying the money on Lima at this number. If you have to bet, I'd say Raposo with the number. But, like, I don't like this at all. And even the time props, like, I know buddies like that I think are sharp, that some of them have, like, Lima late sub. That's not for me either. I mean, like, I think Raposo's like, look, he got caught by Hadley and all, but, like, I think the only way Raposo gets into a situation where he gets subbed is if he makes a mistake on the ground. And I kind of think Lima's just going to want this on the feet. So I'm going to say Raposo's the betting side at the number. And you could probably just wait till like an hour before the fight, because I feel like people are parlaying Lima, and it's going people.
That's scary.
This is not for me. I don't want any part of this. I see Zach saying about the Raposo late KO props. Now, I don't think Raposo is going to win, like, at a high clip. I just think the bet's right for the side with a number. But I can't argue if you want to play it. Like, if you want to play those, I have no argument here. I get Minchub seeing those kind of numbers.
That's right. You keep putting those numbers up, we're going to have to
Hamdy, but it's okay.
We're going to have to demand your hands stay above the desk in case you start doing a little handy fapping there. Can't do that. See, that's where you throw it in. If you see a minus 3,500, that's a handy fapping number.
Yeah.
There we go. The dog father checking in. Appreciate that. For DFS, I don't know, man. I might kind of this might be a see what happens fight. I'm not really interested in too much Raposo just because he's a bit too expensive for an underdog, a debut underdog, 7,600. I mean, Lima didn't look, it was a crazy kind of all-out bout before the bite happened there against Igor Severino. He only landed 30 strikes. He was taken down 5 times, controlled for 40% of the fight. Raposo, back in 2021 on the DWCS, did take Jake Hadley down twice, controlled him for 20% of 8 minutes. So there might be something there. I don't know. I'm not thinking Andre Lima like breaks the slate here. He put up 89 points with that round 2 finish. So I'm just going to kind of wait and see what happened. Yeah, that's the other thing, Zach. Igor, I don't know. Obviously, if someone bites somebody, you never kind of know what they're thinking. But he definitely, he was. It's not like I think you're right. I think Lima was slowing down a bit, but I don't know if Igor was the guy to get it done against Lima anyway. So either way, I want to wait and see what happens here. 8,600. I'm not going crazy on it, and yeah, I'm not parlaying that. That's a bit wild for me.
Yeah, it's Raposo or pass for me. But it's pass for me. But this one's not a pass fight for me.
Yeah, there we go. You can't spell pass without ass, and we got Aileen Perez here, minus 188, $8,700 against Jocelyn Edwards. I'm sorry for the old picture. Plus 163, 7,500 for her. Plus 200 fight doesn't go. And the over 2.5 is this minus 280. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll start this one off here. obviously off the bat for DraftKings, I'm looking at Aileen Perez. I'm looking at the takedown possibilities, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Obviously, she landed a shitload of them against Ashley Evans Smith. And then you look at Jocelyn Edwards, who was taken down twice by Pudilova, once by Ramona Pascual, and 5 times by Jessica Rose Clark. So the takedown defense, not the best. I probably have a number here somewhere for Edwards, 65%. So
Monk. You're not gonna like that. You're not gonna like that comment.
See, no, we did this on another show. Here we go.
I don't think, unless he's talking about me. There we go. I don't think he's talking about me.
I got to pull it down past the eyebrows.
I look like fucking.
You gotta admit, it's not gray. It is a Wu-Tang hat though, so it's better than his hat. And my beard is way better too. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 65%.
We're honored right now.
He figured out how to do it. He said he couldn't use Donald Trump's name.
Who?
Well, it's got to be Trump. I mean, Trump couldn't use his own name. So YouTube doesn't like you to like impersonate felon. So you know what I mean. You got to use something else.
And there we go. And there we go. I'll take that.
Oi! I've got Uncle Easy's hair, head hair on my chin.
And we got Zach saying smiles, and we got Justin Vegas saying not me. Weezy and I just did Big Steve show Wednesday. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, the 45, is that his name? 45 called you Dave Attell. That's a huge compliment. I feel like we glazed over that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look like a homeless guy right now, so it's probably works.
Yeah, that took me right out of it. I think I was saying something about Edwards' takedown defense at 65. I don't know. I want to hear what you have to say, because I'm hearing a lot of people on the Edwards side, and I don't mind that. The only thing I will say is the judges have no clue what to do with Jocelyn Edwards fights. They fucked up the last 2 of them in a row. So take that with what you will. But for DFS, I probably like Perez. Edwards really doesn't score well overall. Lou, what do you think about this one?
So I'm on the Edwards side. I'm gonna play the round 3 prop.
Oh wow, okay.
So they don't like each other. They had.
That's right. This is that fight,
right? And I know, like Couch Warrior and a couple others were talking about like the unders. The fight doesn't go props here, and while I get that, my problem here is I don't think Aileen Perez has finishing equity. I think Edwards is pretty durable. I think Perez's ground game is fucking horrendous. It's terrible. Her strikes are bad. Ashley Evans Smith was coming off like a 12-year hiatus.
Yeah.
She had no resistance. The move Perez was doing like that, just grabbing her in a body lock and like turning against the grain and getting her down every single time. The way Edwards gets taken down, like historically in these fights, is like these blast doubles. Like that's where, like, that's what she can't stop.
Corner turning.
But I feel like Edwards could very easily be the stronger fighter here, and I don't know that takedown is going to work. I also think that they know that's Perez's like real only move.
Yeah.
And Edwards has been working with like Pierre Rodriguez, and like, look, I'm not like forget about the DQ.
Oh, so we got a wonder if coming in.
But like, I'm gonna put something out here that's gonna sound weird. What if Edwards initiates a takedown in the first round? What if she's the one that's like, you know what? I know Perez has a gas tank issue. What if I initiate this? So I think Edwards, look, her strikes don't have a lot of impact. There's no KOs on this level, but her cardio is pretty good. And even if she's not throwing high impact shots, she throws a lot. Like the volume's okay. So my preferred way to bet this, and I have a small poke on Edwards already at plus 180. But the way I think to play this is do it live after 1. See what you want. Like, see how, if Edwards like lost the round and didn't take any damage, you're getting her at like plus 380. I think she wins round 3, a pretty high clip. If you're going to give me plus 380 for like who wins round 2, I'm all for it. So I think as this fight goes on, I think Edwards can take over. I mean, on the feet, Perez offers nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, her striking is horrendous. I mean, I'm not even bringing up, like, the OnlyFans shit and all that. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not Dixon. This isn't my thing.
No, there's no volume with her. You're not wrong.
But, like, I just think Edwards is at least going to throw a lot more. And she wins these weird split decisions. So I saw Shady bringing up split decision 275.
Yeah,
I can't bet that. It's such a horrible number. Like, and I have one more bet on this fight that I think is super important. You might say it's the most important.
What you got?
This is the Yam Bag special. This is your somebody's going to get a point taken in this fight. Whether it's Perez doing weird dirty shit on the ground, Edwards grabbing a cage and a takedown attempt, just a double VAD shot.
Nice.
You know, something. So
I believe the medical term is clam bag.
But give me clam bag Yahtzee here. But give me Edwards. give me Edwards, but live after one is the preferred play. I mean, if she wins the first round, okay. Like then you don't have a bet on this fight. Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, by the way, after one, Edwards still may be reasonable. She wins the first. She may be minus 130, 140. I mean, I'd hit that number all day. If she's minus 300, like, I mean, even then, if you really think she won the first round, there's probably no number that's not worth it at that point. If you think she wins round 3 to super high clip, I mean, she has to be more than minus 400 after one for me not to think that it's not worth it.
That's a good point. Lou with the math going in, hard.
I know math, bitch. I know math.
I'm not saying you don't. Oh, here we go. Johnny Cage clam bag. That's what we're talking about. Here we go. Basel Hafez taking on, and don't change the channel. This is right. Mickey Gual. Minus 360 for Hafez, 9,200 plus 295. I've seen it upwards of like 310 for Gual. 7K on DraftKings for DraftKings. Minus 145 doesn't go. The over 2.5 is set at minus 185. Lou, what do you like here?
So this
Real
is another
shit show.
I've said multiple times.
This should be on the main card.
I've said many times. If the price is wrong for one guy, and you can't bet him at the number, then inherently the other guy should be the side.
Yep.
But this is another one where, like, Hafez, this line is the classic. We're overcapping somebody on a good loss to JDM. His regional tapes, look, he's okay. He's aggressive. He goes for takedowns. He's not even a huge finisher on the regionals. His striking's kind of His takedowns are good. His control's decent. But he's another guy that probably should never be this price. And then Mickey Gual, man, hadn't fought in years. You know, were his wins good? I mean, not really. Jordan Williams, is not really. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, the only bets that I liked early in the week, I was going to look at, like, I looked at the over 1.5. It was minus 200. And people that are like, oh, well, like, wouldn't you just parlay a Fez? I'm like, well, if I was going to parlay any kind of juice number, I'd want to do the over. Yeah. But honestly, there's too many unknowns here, man. Gual may come out and die. The dude doesn't win decisions. Hafez may just, like, literally walk into a choke, like, on an entry. Like, there's too many outcomes for me. There's too much volatility. It's another one, like, it's dog or pass from a betting perspective. But, like, honestly, I'm just going to root for Mickey Gual. I just want to see this kid get a win. But I don't want to – I have no interest in betting this. Like, it's weird that out of these 3 fights, I'm betting Jocelyn Edwards and nobody else. But, see, now this – hold on. In the Hafez decision, that's not a horrible price. Because that's the thing is, like, I feel like if this thing gets out of the first – and it should at a high clip. Hafez is pretty tough. If it gets out of the first and it's just Hafez grappling 2 and 3, it's going to be one of those decision bets where when it hits the 3rd round, they're telling Hafez to work, and you're like, You're just sitting there like clapping. You're like, nope. I'm like, you don't do shit. Oh, while we're on this is very important for anybody watching this from a betting perspective, Monk. Here's a tidbit for you that not a lot of people know. Glenbot and Wheezy talked to me about this. New Jersey has yet to adopt the unified rules of MMA.
Really?
For judging criteria. One of the things in the old rules that they play by is scoring effective grappling. So if we get a guy getting 3.5 minutes of control time and Gual lands some shots, Hafez might. So that's the old style is very much in play for this card. I just find that interesting.
It is interesting.
So
also, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is interesting.
Yeah, just so you guys know. I mean, I see Zach and Alex. Just so you guys know, I mean, I'm originally from New York. I'm not that part of New York, but I am a big Syracuse fan myself. So.
Oh, nice. I always liked them for some reason growing up.
What's that?
I always liked them for some reason growing up. You know, they'd show the college games on Saturday afternoons, you know, on CBS or some shit, and Syracuse would always be a big one. So I would always catch those games with my dad.
Just want to so the old rule says that they're scoring effective grappling as part of the main criteria. So this is as opposed to now where it's supposed to be just damage. Effective grappling was one of the biggest things back in that old rule set. So a guy getting 3 minutes of control time, and then, you know, if Gual lands like 10 shots on Hafez the last minute, Hafez could very easily still have won that. Yeah, that was Kamel. That was the McNamara year.
That's right. And
what threes from like 90 feet away.
And weren't they half of one of the greatest games of all time? They went into like 7 OTs.
Yeah, and we made the bar stay open.
Was it
went to like?
Was it UConn?
That was the Big East tournament against UConn.
It was UConn. Okay, yeah, that was.
Day, dude, like the whole team fell out, and I'm like,
yeah,
I think they played. This is so long ago.
Who was their point guard? Was that McNamara still?
It was McNamara, but like everybody fouled out. But the next day it was either Georgetown or Seton Hall in the final. I can't remember, but like that was the biggest smash spot ever to bet against Syracuse because their whole fucking team had played for like 10 hours. You're like, okay, there's no way. And the game was at like 5 p.m. The game was like 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm like, they're dead. There's no fucking way they win this game. And they were already in the tournament. Like they were like a 4 seed. They're like, we're fine. We don't need the Big East. It's fine. We beat the team we hate. We're good. I think they rested like everybody. They're like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah. Well, they played like 3 games in one. I was actually in Cleveland that week because I think we were going to see LeBron play or some shit. And I watched that shit live. It was fucking crazy. We're like, we're going to do something when it's over. I'm like, it's not fucking over yet.
Dude, my buddy always hated Devendorf, and then like he was like one of the few guys that didn't foul out. And he's like, oh my god, he's so good. I'm like, he's having like the game of his life, dude.
Dude, what an insane game. Right. Jesus.
Let's move on with the fights. Enough.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that era. That year was great.
That was so good. Real quick on this one. I like Mickey Gual for DraftKings. I'm a foremost Gual hater. But Basel Hafez, I mean, in a loss against JDM where he had the IQ of Kevin Holland, I'm not like 9,200 is a ton to pay. Now, like Lou said, if Gual comes out and dies, you're going to want some of Hafez. So I'm not saying fade him to 0, but I'm going to be well under. I think Hafez is going to be so overowned, it's not even going to be funny. So I'm taking a contrarian stand on, that's right. I'm taking a contrarian stand on this fight, and somehow I'm on the Gual side at 7K. I like him to get a win, actually. So I'm hoping anyways, but yeah, I'll have a little bit of
what do you think
Hafez.
He scores in a loss? If he has a good first, I mean, do you think he'd get you 25 in a loss?
Jesus, if we're lucky, because a lot of this could just be him on his back doing nothing. So what's he put up 29 against Perry in a loss, 27 against Morono in a loss, and he didn't last long enough against Malat to put up a good score. So yeah, 25. I guess you could expect that. And at 7K, that's not terrible.
I'd like to address this comment because I said this at the beginning, but I can't stress this enough. Other than Diego Lopez, who was which when he had his fight after the Evloev fight, I'm like, oh my god, we're overcapping him coming off a good loss. Right. Historically, it's never a good move. I know it worked out for Diego Lopez. He just seems like a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like JDM just came out and like it's almost like he just didn't watch any tape and he had no idea this dude was going to go for takedowns immediately. And it's crazy because JDM's grappling is like, people are like, oh, his grappling's bad. Like, dude, Burns. Bad. Dude, Burns was like, Gilbert Burns was fucking throwing. He was able to get up and get in good spots against Gilbert Burns. Grappling has to be pretty good. It was just weird. I think, and that's what I think. I think it was like the short notice change. Like he just didn't prepare for a grappler. But it's like he had never seen this dude fight and like didn't expect takedowns. Like it was really weird.
And if Hafez is throwing those kind of sloppy-ish takedowns against Gual, like he might land it, but he also might get gillied. So Gual,
if Gual has any cardio,
if
Gual has any fucking cardio,
yeah, I forgot about.
I don't know that he does. Yeah, that's another element. I don't know if Gual's gonna have. We don't know what Gual has been out for so long. But like, man, dude, like if Gual has anything in the tank in round 3, he might pour it on. So
yeah, I'm just worried he's like a turtle on his fucking back for 15 minutes. So hopefully not, but because that would be huge. Because if you can get Mickey Gall and make it worth it at 7K, you can get up to Islam, you can get up to Strickland, you can get up to Jailton Almeida, guys like that. So it would be a big benefit. Next fight, Jake the Snake Matthews taking on Phil Rowe. Is this right? Yeah, I have it wrong on my list. Taking on Phil Rowe, minus 157 for Jake Matthews, plus 137 for Phil Rowe. Fight doesn't go minus 105. Over 2.5 rounds is minus 150. The under is a plus 120. I'm hearing a lot of people who talking about this fight's going to finish, and I guess I see it. Let's see. There's been 3 finishes for Matthews out of his last 5. 2-1 in those finished fights, and same thing for Phil Rowe. So 6 out of their last 10 are finishes. Now, Phil Rowe, the guys he's finishing are Nico Price, Glassjaw, Jason Witt, yikes, and Orion Kosuke. So I'm not putting a ton of stock into that, but Jake Matthews is out here not looking great pretty consistently as well. So maybe not in the Andre Fiallo fight, but who doesn't look good against Andre Fiallo? I mean, Tim Means looked fucking great against Andre Fiallo. So I think I'm probably slightly on the Jake Matthews side, but I'm not confident. I'm probably, man, if you're telling me this one's going to finish, I guess at these prices, 8,300 and 7,900, I've got to have 15 to 20% of each side, unfortunately. But that's probably the case. So I'll keep an eye on ownerships. I'm slightly leaning Matthews, but I think this is a 50-50 fight. It also has the potential to be a boring, maybe not boring, but a 15-minute decision where the winner scores 80. So that's not great either. Lou, how do you see this one?
Well,
oh, sorry. I didn't know. I didn't even look. I didn't look up at the screen the whole time. I'll just very quickly. I mean, yeah, Rose only scored well once, and that was against Orion Kosuke. He put up triple digits. In Matthews' wins, he scored 98 in his past 2 wins. But again, we're talking against guys like Flowers. We're talking against guys like Andre Fiallo, who, the fight ended at the 7-minute mark. This is true. Rowe does have 2 third round and 2 second round finishes. So that is interesting. Depends on what you're thinking about Jake Matthews' cardio. Looks like 9 of his pro fights have gone to decision. Wow. That's only in his last 2. I was going to say only 2 in the UFC. 8 of his 19 fights have gone to decision in the UFC. Somehow 8 ended by submission as well. So I find that to be kind of interesting. And I have now vamped long enough. The Paragon is back. What do you like for this one?
Fuck this fight, dude.
They do have very similar strength of schedules also. Yeah, and fuck this fight.
Fuck this fight. Because, look, man, I don't think much of Phil Rowe. And as far as DraftKings goes, he's a fucking terrible minute winner. Like, awful minute winner.
Absolutely.
So, but I don't love Matthews boxing. Like, it's okay. And he's just one of these dudes that's super hard for me to, like, gauge how good he really is or how bad he really is. Like the Semmelsberger fight was such a bad look. But I don't think Rowe. Yeah, but Vic was all right for a little bit. And Vic had some. He was such a weird stylistic matchup for a lot of people.
I love to hate James Vic.
Like 10?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't have a good read on this. I feel like if Matthews wins, it's probably a decision. And I don't think Rowe can win a decision here. I think if Rowe wins, he knocked him out. So
Yeah.
It's just a total pass for me. Even the total, I don't. Again, I don't think Matthews wins by finish. I don't think Rowe wins by decision. So if you like the under, you're just better off betting Phil Rowe, in my opinion. But I literally, I want nothing to do with this fucking fight at all. Like, I don't want. And that's the thing is, I don't know how, unless Rowe gets like a round 2 KO and like landed a lot of shots, he's probably not even scoring that great.
Right.
He might, he'll 10x, but not by much more. And Matthews, I think his durability is decent. Like, I know he's been finished, but he's more durable than Rowe. So I don't want to be part of this fight. I'm done with this one.
Yeah.
Matthews has 100. Alex saying he has 100% of decision upside.
The only I was gonna say, I gotta read this first.
Here we go. Now
oh, real okay.
Well, now we
like,
can
what
start.
Is that?
Well, now
I'm in Texas.
Start.
We can't look at that shit anymore, bro. I'm not putting my ID on the internet. All right.
Now we can start the show, and I'm ready to move on from this one.
I am. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I want to know how long ago this fight was with.
I was just gonna say
Come on, dude. This is 9 years ago. Vic submitted him.
Oh,
come on, dude.
No, one of the most impressive
stat. He was 20 years old. Like, come on.
That plays into it. The most important, impressive stat is Jake Matthews has 19 UFC fights. Dude is 29 years old. He'll be 30 in August. This August. He might actually end with more UFC fights than his age by the time he's done with it. So that is pretty impressive. 12-7 is not impressive, but the rest of it is, at least to me. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm gonna put my ID on for anything, it would probably be that for sure. All right, where are we? Oh, the pride of Stromsburg, Nebraska, Grant Dawson taking on Joe Selucky. This is one of those fights that's never happened, but I feel like they've fought like 3 times. They just look like they've had to have fought 3 times before. Let's see. Dawson minus 550. Holy shit. Plus 400 for Selucky, plus 140. Fight doesn't go. The over 2.5, and all the fights up to this point have been set at 2.5. Minus 200. Alex. Lou, start us off with this one. What do you got? This line is crazy.
So I forget who said it the other night. I think it was in the during Big Steve show. They said, I don't think I've ever seen a guy get knocked out in 1 minute be a minus 500 favorite in his next fight.
Yeah, but he's fighting a guy that got knocked out in 1 minute. So,
Dawson's going to finish him here. I don't I'm a known Selucky hater. Same. I just think his style now, I don't want to fully compare him to Ryan Hall. I don't want anybody hating me for bashing Ryan Hall. I just think that
I'll bash him with you.
That style of fighter, that style is no longer wins fights. That's not a winning style anymore in the modern era. So, we'll talk about the Morono one in a second with that number, but
yeah.
I think Dawson finishes him, and I know people are doing the Dawson round 3. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna get that.
I don't think it gets that far. Yeah.
And the one prop that I liked here was the Dawson KO because I think that Dawson's probably going to this is going to be on the ground in 20 seconds. Selucky offers nothing on the feet to scare Dawson away. He's going to come right in the pocket. If Selucky's going to be happy to go to the ground, and then it's going to be Selucky throwing up shit from guard.
Yep.
He's not going to get Dawson's back. Dawson's just going to be mauling him on top. I think Dawson's probably going to get sick of trying to go for submissions because Selucky's just going to block them all, and he's just going to start punching him in the face and KO. And I think it could happen first, but I don't think this fight goes past the second round. So I like Dawson. I think the line is, obviously everybody agrees. I've not seen one person say they like Selucky this week, and I'm definitely not that person that likes Selucky. Dawson's gonna I don't love parlaying numbers like this. It's not my style.
Right.
If you feel like you have to, I think this is. I don't know how Dawson. I just don't know Selecky's path here.
Yeah. I think
Dawson round
he'd be in Joker. He'd be Joker in the Full Metal Jacket
Dawson round
remake.
2650. That works for me. I mean, look, if you like poking the round 3, I get it, but even the number's not that great.
Yeah.
So, like the KO's 550. So, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm on the Grant Dawson side here. I mean, I don't want to call the
hot take.
I know. I don't want to call the Bobby Green knockout a fluke, but I'm not going to not call it a fluke. And if Joe Selecki's not going to, knock out Grant Dawson, then I like Dawson's chances. I think his wrestling's better. I think we'll be able to control a ton of the fight. And just like Lou said, Selecki's going to look like fucking crazy legs down there breakdancing, and Grant Dawson just going to be on top of him, just rolling with everything and being able to stay in control, in my opinion. So until the submission comes, probably. Or I've actually seen what's like a Grant Dawson KO. Was that you were on the show earlier? Did someone say? No, I don't think so.
Not only did I say it on the show, but I said it 15 seconds ago.
Oh, well, fuck me. Well, what did you say the number?
Plus 550.
Oh, plus 5. Yeah, okay. I thought I'm looking at the minus 550, and that's what I'm gonna blame that. Not that I would never not pay attention to you. Yeah, I'm on the Dawson side, man. I mean, Selecki's beaten somehow Jim Miller. I don't even want to think about it. But then Alex De Silva and Carl Deaton the third, like, I don't give a shit about that. So yeah, give me Dawson. But for DraftKings, it's really hard to get to Dawson when guys like Islam are there, when guys like Jelton Almeida there, and even Eileen Perez, if you think she's going to land a million takedowns, you know what I mean? I do like Grant Dawson round 1, though. And he beat Jared Gordon 123. He beat Mark Madsen. He put 103 up on the board. Those were both third round finishes. So he can put up good numbers late into the fight. I do like to see that. Maybe Grant Dawson is an interesting little pivot if you like him to win. I mean, he's averaging 106 over his last how many wins? 3 wins. So yeah, maybe an interesting little pivot for Grant Dawson, because I think he's going to be pretty under-owned when you compare him to who he's around price-wise. Next fight, we've got Jelton Almeida minus 320. I mean, this guy's $2 cheaper than Grant Dawson, taking on Alexander. I'm never cutting weight again. Romanov, and that hairline, bud. You got to get one of them skull shavers, bro. That's not looking good up there. Plus 270, minus 285. Fight doesn't go over 1.5, minus 105. I'll start this one off. Obviously, I'd be remiss not to mention the takedown upside of Jelton Almeida. Even before he got hammer fisted to death by Curtis Blades, he put up 55 points. He put up 9 takedowns in one round, or in round 1, I should say. I think Alexander Romanov can be taken down. It's happened before. Let's see, who was it? Was it Juan? I can't remember. Was it Espino? I can't remember. He has been taken down before, and I think it can happen again. I don't think he's yes. All right. This is joyful for so many reasons. I alluded to this on Bankroll or Bust. Be sure to check out Bankroll or Bust on the MonkMMATics channel. It's got your boy Lou, Pepe Sylvia, and Redbeard bets. But I did mention that Lou would be able to talk about his actual method of victory here, and Patrick sliding in the chat makes it all the better.
It's gimmick infringement.
It almost, but I mean, almost. You did put it on the screen. You didn't have to do that. Jelton Almeida, I do like his chances here. I just don't think Romanov's going to be athletic enough, obviously. So give me Almeida. I like him in all formats. Romanov, man, it's really difficult for me to get to him. I don't think he's going to knock out Almeida, and that's how you're going to beat Jelton Almeida. So give me Almeida. Lou, do you think a knockout is possible for Alex Romanov, or should I just ignore him in DraftKings?
Let me just tell Pat, you motherfucker.
Do your Joe Pesci. You motherfucker. You fucking piece of shit, you.
Do you think I'm funny?
Keep him here. Keep him here.
I can only imitate.
That's pretty good.
I can only imitate Joe Pesci as Jim Brewer doing the Joe Pesci show.
Oh, God.
More than I can imitate, like, hey, friends.
You motherfucker.
And then
One's dog looking that way, dog's looking the other way. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so gimmick infringement aside from my friend Patrick over here.
Sorry. There you go.
My bet on Jailton Almeida here is round 1, round 2, no method. It's -115. I already locked that in.
Okay.
I did it on Fanatics. I think DraftKings has, it might be 5 cents worse, but honestly, Fanatics has like kind of a shitty MMA. Like they're good for other sports, not really MMA. So I'm like, I got to bet something over there. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like Romanov. Like, and I don't want to bag on a certain person in the community that's on like having a horrendous year, but his first bet was Romanov with like a lot of text afterwards. And I didn't read it because I'm on Twitter. If I want to read a lot of text, I go to fucking Facebook. I'm on Twitter because I don't want to read. Like, just give me a picture. Just put a fucking picture up there in like 9 words, and I'm good. And yeah, I just don't see it with Romanov, dude. He's fat. He's unmotivated. Like the Blagoy fight, dude. Blagoy is happy to be like, I'm cool doing nothing. He's like, Blagoy? I know it got broken, but he's like one of the top 3 worst points in a win, right? I think your boy Johan Lioness has the record now.
I think that is still the record. There's been a couple since then that are really close, though.
But Blagoy was close against
very
Lima,
close in the
like
40s.
58 or some shit.
Yeah, maybe lower.
But that's the kind of way Blagoy fights. He's like, dude, I got stabbed 9 times. Like, I ain't trying to get hit again.
Right.
I'm good. So, but like the Romanov, like, so it's funny. Like, I care more about like the Espino fight. Espino was 40, was doing nothing, and Romanov got tired just by doing stuff.
Yep.
The Tybura fight's a little more interesting because a lot of refs would have stopped it. And it really should have been a 10-8. And it was weird. And I had a bet on Tybura in that fight too. So like I won the bet and he won 2 and 3. But really that fight should have been stopped. Dude, he outstruck him like 32-0. And he was just on top of him the whole round. So really that fight should have been stopped. But the point is Romanov gets tired just doing things. Almeida's going to make him fight him off. Like Almeida's going to be rushing for takedowns immediately. I don't know if Almeida gets a takedown immediately. He may just get Romanov against the cage, but he's going to make him work. And eventually he's going to get him down.
And he's going to get him tired.
And like, let's say Romanov gets off a takedown first. I realize that he's bigger than Almeida and he's strong, but I don't think Romanov has anything that Almeida's going to, like, I think Almeida can stay safe and Romanov's going to have to work. So even if Romanov wins the first round, I would just load up on Almeida again at that point. I think Almeida fucks him up in the first 2 rounds. I don't know if it's KO or sub. Romanov could tap the strikes. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to play a method here. Romanov's pretty big, so Almeida may not even like really get a choke in on him. So I don't want to touch the method here. The finish will be on the ground. I don't think it's going to be a standing KO. Be a ground and pound or be a sub. But I don't know that Romanov even gives up his back. I think if he's just on his back in like the second round, he's like, I'm done. I'm not giving up. He may do what I say I'm going to do against Liam. He may tap in the air on the takedown. Be like, I'm done.
Was that Mighty Mouse?
If Liam and I, we had this talk about like if Liam and I fought. And, you know, like Liam's so nice. And like, we're not talking like Liam and I are friends. And I said, I'm drawing to like a knee up the middle on a takedown attempt. Like, that's my win condition. And also, it's got to happen within 10 seconds or I'm gassed. If Liam gets me, if Liam gets me down or even wraps me up, I'm just tapping immediately. I'm never getting up. Like, I'm never getting up. It's over. He's gonna fuck me up. I'll be like, nope, I tap. Immediate tap.
Like, don't sink it in. Don't even sink it in.
The ref's gonna be like, he tapped in air. Maybe Liam loses by DQ because he's abusing me after
true.
I tap.
A little Paul Harris. He holds it too long.
Well, how else am I gonna? I gotta use the vet savvy.
Pocket
vet savvy
fan.
Win condition.
The Eddie
So
Guerrero.
Almeida's just gonna fuck this fucking Moldovan up.
Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, Romanov's getting to the point now where, like, look, you got to lose a lot of fights in a row to get cut at heavyweight. Dude,
that's
like
true.
Terminator was there for like forever. Vandera was there forever.
Yeah.
You got to lose a lot of fights at heavyweight. But like now with the Contender Series, dude, if you're any heavyweight they get on the show, if you win, like Kyle Machado. It doesn't matter how bad.
Oh,
is.
yeah.
If you win,
You're getting 3
you're in
fights.
the lead. And the thing is they can cycle these dudes in, making nothing.
Yeah.
And get the Romanovs out. Like, dude, Lucas Bresky still has a job. I mean, he's fighting soon.
That's true. He did a whole 360 in a fucking fight once.
You know who else is fighting soon? Tululin.
He's like
in a winnable fight, Monk.
He's like the anti-pleasure man.
You love that guy.
Ironically, I did, but now I think I actually do. I think I'm just going to go into the bit wholeheartedly, and we're going full Tululin. I know they say never go full Tululin, but I'm thinking about it.
Oh, here we go.
Kopylov, look at this guy. Fucking the handsomest Russian on the whole card, taking on Cesar Almeida. Plus 100 for Kopylov. This fight did flip. He was on the left. That's where I usually put the favorites. Yeah. Plus 100 though. The line flipped minus 120 and moving for Cesar Almeida. Minus 150 doesn't go over 2.5 is minus 105. Let's see here. I know everybody's probably on Almeida, or a lot of people are. Actually, that's not true. I think it's split 50-50.
The fucking world is on Almeida, dude.
Okay, well, a lot of Ricola. Nice, good pull. Anytime I think of Ricola, I'm reminded of like staying home sick from school, watching Price is Right. Yeah. Everyone seems to think Kopylov's gonna what?
Not a Flugenhorn?
No. Kopylov's gonna throw takedowns. I mean, he's attempted 4 in his whole career. Like, I just don't see that happening. And the mindset is that if you're fighting, 2 kickboxers, Almeida is likely the better one since he's kind of a specialist. So I see where people are coming on the Almeida side. I just don't know how he scores. He put up 93 against Budka. We were talking about this before the fight. I'm just not confident that he puts up a huge number. Like, Kopylov's tough as shit. Fluffy subbed him, but that's Anthony Hernandez, man. Like, he's no joke. Like, all around, well-rounded, plus being a specialist. That is no joke. So I'm kind of on the Almeida side, but just barely for DraftKings. I think I'm going to have an okay amount of both sides, to be completely honest. And I'm aware that Cesar Almeida is going to be very highly owned. So I want to keep an eye on ownerships, and I probably am going to have to come in under the field. If he's at like 40%, 35 to 40%, I'm going to have to come in under that, and maybe a little over if Kopylov's at like 20, but I'm not going crazy with this fight. There's a lot of fights I like more. And Kopylov, his strength of schedule is dog shit, guys. Alessio Di Chirico, Puna Soriano, Claudio Ribeiro, and Josh Fremder, his last 4 wins. Those are all dog shit fighters for the most part. So, yeah, tread carefully with this one. Lou, how do you see it?
This is such a tricky fight.
It is.
So I want to add this for DraftKings purposes. I think you can fade this fight completely.
I'm hoping. I'd love to get away with that.
Not only do I not see any takedowns, I don't see a finish. I think this goes the distance. This is a battle with 2 things. And there's no takedown, too. So let's just say this is 15 minutes on the feet.
Right.
This comes down to 2 things. Almeida landing leg kicks because Kopylov doesn't love them. He doesn't respond well to them. And can Kopylov snap that body kick off? Because that's this thing. Justin, I already did the fucking yam. Come on, get out of here. Try to keep up. As every cop says to women that are drunk and arrested, we're past that. Past it. For what? For what? We're past that. So if Kopylov can land body kicks, because that's his big weapon, at least it's going to make Almeida kind of have to respect them and back off and keep this fight at distance. What I worry about with Kopylov is 2 things. He gets, even against like that doofus Ribeiro, he's getting hit. Like, he wasn't hurt. He got dropped, I think. Ribeiro, or I'm confusing my fights. At least I'm not confusing black people.
No, he dropped Ribeiro. That was the head kick.
Yeah, I didn't confuse Chaos Williams with Buckley because I didn't do the show last 2 weeks. I didn't do the show 2 weeks ago. But in my head, I confused them. So, like, I worry that Kopylov starts a little slow And then I worry about Kopylov down the stretch. I worry the most about the leg kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my other point. It's like against Ribeiro. He let Ribeiro like lead the dance, dude. It was weird. I just like weird. I'm not buying it with Almeida. Like I get it, like post USADA, he's 35, so he's basically like 23. Like I get it. But like, dude, I had a bet on Almeida against Budka because Dylan Budka stinks.
Yeah.
And
he's a dudka.
And like then people are like, Almeida's takedown defense is pretty good. Well, it's not gonna matter here. It's not gonna matter. I don't care about his takedown defense here. So and Almeida, he's been hit, he's been rocked. So I don't know why Kopylov, who I think is a good striker. I mean, dude, when is yes, the Roberson fight's a bad look. When did Kopylov look bad? Against Fluffy, who right, okay, no shame there.
No,
like Fluffy would kick Almeida's ass. I wouldn't even worry about that. And then Duraev, where the one thing Duraev does well is the one thing that Kopylov was bad at.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had like fight doesn't go. I was so miserable. That fight went the distance.
Yeah, that was brutal.
So I like this fight to go the distance. I think it's a tactical battle. I think they're both going to have to respect each other. I think Almeida's going to land leg kicks, and I think Kopylov's going to land some shots to the body. And I think it's going to be kind of just a tactical battle. Almeida's pretty durable. He's shown that he's got durability. And unless Kopylov's like getting repeatedly kicked to the leg, I think he hangs in there. Kopylov's not one of these dudes that gets knocked out because he's getting punched in the face. Like his chin's all right. It's other parts of his body that aren't. So if it stays standing for 15 minutes, I don't see Kopylov getting finished. So I like the overs here. Pick your poison with who you like. I mean, I almost to quote Just Win Baby. To quote Rich here, Almeida is very slowly turning into like that mush of the week. Where just the whole they flipped the line, and the whole community's betting on him. That like, could you see a rigged weird decision? Like if I mean, dude, we're gonna be in Jersey. If like the whole handle's on Almeida, could you see some weird result? I think you could.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the optics will probably be relatively close. So I'm picking the over. I'm off a side here. Like I don't know, man. My gut tells me Kopylov, so I'll say that. But I would never bet a side on this. If you got Almeida at like the better plus number early in the week, like good for you. Then that's probably the play. But even at -105, I can't get the Cop. Like I just Kopylov decision's fine. Like you're gonna play a prop, no problem. Like, but I think this fight goes distance at a way higher clip than people think.
Speaking of goes the distance, we might have another one here.
We missed a fight, but that's right. The order changed.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had to put Nico freaking Price on the main card. Randy Brown.
That fight's my biggest bet of the card.
There we go. Randy Rude Boy Brown taking on Zaleski dos Santos. -175 for Brown, +150 for Zaleski, -125 doesn't go. The over 2.5, -130. Start this one off, Lou. Zaleski's got a whole goddamn poem on his chest.
Yeah, I don't have a bet here. I really wanted to bet Dos Santos, but like, I just think Brown's going to be pretty fast, and I think Brown's going to be landing the majority of the stuff. What I really worry about with the fight doesn't go here is I think Brown wins a decision more often. Like I think Brown's win condition is decision.
Yeah,
I'll call it 80%. And then, so to me, if you like the fight doesn't go, I'd rather just play Zaleski in the distance. I feel like if he's going to win, it's going to be he landed some big shots because Brown had his hands down. It's another fight I don't see a lot of grappling. I don't sound like an asshole. This is like one of my least favorite fights of the year. I just don't care about this fight. Like I kind of hate watching Randy Brown fight. Like the Wellington Turman fight was like I didn't like. That's one of those like the fight against Turman was one of the fights. I'm like, I don't want to do the show next week or the week after because I watched that fight. Like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't want to break down fights. Like give me Dean Barry and Mike Jackson all fucking day. Give me that, and I'm here. I live for that shit. Especially because people get so mad. All the purists are like, I can't believe we're rejecting this. I'm like, dude, it was awesome. Mike Jackson yelling at Cormier about his dick. And Cormier like backing up on air, being like, ah. He's like, I mean, it's not funny, but
like, oh, like, my
Cormier was like this close to going full hood. He was so close, dude. You know he wanted to, and he couldn't. Yeah, give me that over what I think is like, honestly, dude, it's probably like a fucking Brown. Split decision is what I gave out on Big Steve's pod. Like, fucking feels like a Brown split decision here, but like, I don't know, dude. This is another one. This is like my Almeida bet sizable, the Jalton Almeida bet, and then the bet on the other fight's my biggest bet. Most of my money is on full disclosure. The bulk of my betting money this weekend is on the fucking Champions League game.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
related to Belmont, but like we don't even have a lineup out yet.
Is that what? Not this weekend, but next weekend?
That's next Saturday.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I don't care about this fight, and I mean, I'm rooting for Randy Brown. I don't have anything against Zaleski, but yeah, I mean, he went to draw with Renat. Like he also scored. Speaking of guys, Lou, that score very shitty in a win, Zaleski put up 48 points against Abubakar Nurmagomedov in his win.
No way.
Yeah, 48. 48. He landed 42 significant strikes, and he had 1% control time. So yeah, he did absolutely nothing in that fight. Yeah, ridiculous. I mean, Nurmagomedov scored 31 points. I have to go back and rewatch that. That seems crazy. Unless I put that in backwards, but that's wild. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Randy Brown scored 105 in his last fight, but before that, he's scoring 73 against Turman, 71 against Trinaldo, and 69 against Chaos Williams. So I'm not interested in this one, really, to be honest. I'm hoping it goes all three, and the winner scores like 70 to 80 points. So I'll be looking elsewhere. How much is Randy Brown? 8,500 to 7,700. Yeah, I'm not the most interested in this fight. We'll just say that. And I will start us off on this one. We've got Alex Morono taking on Nico Price. There's a guy that I work with that looks exactly like Nico Price, but like 30 years older. And this picture is really creeping me out right now. Minus 250 for Morono, plus 210 for Price. Minus 185 fight doesn't go. And the over 2.5 is minus 180. The under, interestingly enough, is the under 2.5 is plus 150. Is that right? Did I fucking type that in wrong? That seems very crazy. I'll have to go back and look, or Lou can correct me when he gets back.
You fucked it up.
What is it actually?
I think it's minus.
Yeah, that can't be right, obviously, because the fight doesn't go.
I think it's minus 140 actually, which brings into question: did you just cut and paste this shit?
This might be one that I didn't change from the last fight. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
It's minus 140 or minus 145. You done fucked up.
Fucked up. Hey, you know, I can't. Jack of all trades, master of none. Just goes to show. Yeah. So there you go. Don't. I don't know. It looks like a hybrid of like an Appalachian and like Charlie Chaplin. Maybe is that all right? Yeah, Alex Morono, terrible nickname. The Great White, just top 10 worst of all time nicknames. I'm not on the Nico Price side, though. 8,900 for Alex Morono might look like value if this is a round one finish. Like, I don't trust Nico Price at all. I was listening to the fight numbers guys earlier, and somebody, I forget who it is. Yeah, Alex, he's absolutely right. Somebody said that they thought that Price like took a dive against Lawler, and then like 4 of the 5 people on that channel concurred with them. So I'm not dogging those. I mean, that was an interesting fight for sure. Yeah, I don't trust Nico Price. That's my point of bringing that up. You cannot trust Nico Price at all. So I think Morono's going to win. I think it finishes inside the distance. I think a lot of people are on Nico Price in DraftKings this week, 7,300, and I don't like that at all. I'm going to take a stand and be under the field on Nico Price this week. I simply don't trust him. If I get beat by Nico Price, then so be it, but I don't fucking trust him. And that's that. What do you got here, Lou?
So the under's my big bet. Does it feel like a trap? Probably.
These two comments, these two comments next to each other are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that. Go ahead. Sorry.
The under may feel like a trap. I just don't care. I don't give a shit. I think that like when you look at some of Morono's decisions, he's so weird. First of all, you want to talk about I don't like Eileen Perez's face. I don't like Alex Morono's face.
No, right? It's unlikable.
That third round against Mickey Gual is again another one where I'm like, I don't want to watch this sport anymore. I'm like retired from this sport. Morono fights I don't want to say his fight style. He's like a chameleon. I don't say he fights the style of his opponent, but he fights to the level of their urgency, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to throw anything in the third round, he's cool not throwing anything. If you're aggressive, like Tim Means was, if you're like aggressive at him, then he starts like, okay, now I think that takes him to get in the fight. The outlier of this was like the Ponzi fight where he won the first 2 rounds and it came in on short notice and he just fell off a cliff. So what are we going to get here? Well, Nico Price with his no knees and his shit chin is going to immediately launch himself at Morono. He's going to immediately launch himself at Morono.
Yeah.
And
no knees.
Don't like this whole Price looked good against this guy in a third and that guy. He's done, man. His knees,
Price.
His knees are done. And if Morono wants to get a takedown here, I don't know that Price gets up. I think his knees are that bad. This has to stay standing here and have a chance. I think that Nico is live for an early KO. I think he still has power. If Morono's smart, he just kicks him in the knee fucking 5 seconds in. Just kick. You should.
Who was that against Bukowskis?
Just immediately kick his fucking knee. No, not like the round. No, that was vicious. You flea kick or whatever. No, not that. But he's gonna wear 2 knee sleeves. He's gonna have to, man.
He looks like Triple H.
I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you how he destroyed his knees by fucking too much and having too many kids. That motherfucker. I'm assuming they don't have a bed. It's just rug burn. Shit.
Yeah, bro. Have you ever heard of her on top or something? You got to try something else, bro.
This is why I'm an elite captain.
Save your knees, bro.
See, this is handy fapping at its finest.
Exactly.
So I can't discount Price landing a bomb. Morono definitely, dude. Again, Tim Means is fucking piecing him up. Well, apparently he doesn't. That's the horrible bet because apparently the dude don't. Apparently he's got a powerful dude. He's getting a chrome.
Well, I don't think those two things are connected.
Yeah. See, he knows. This is exactly. You won't find this kind of capping on any other fucking program.
That's for
so
sure.
I can't discount a Nico bomb early. But if he doesn't, Morono is just gonna kick his ass. He could kick his leg and get him out. He could take him down. He won't get up. There's lots of ways. I've seen people playing the KO only prop. I think Morono subs live as well. I think Morono literally, if he's smart, and judging by this picture, he's not. But if he was, if he was smart, he either kicks him in the knee immediately or he takes him down immediately.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like that's it. So
probably.
So I hammered the under here. It's my favorite bet on the card. I did some really weird shit this week where, and I'll explain this. I did a bunch of, I love me some round robins. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a bunch of 4-leg round robins this week where I have Jailton Almeida round 1, round 2, the under in this fight, Real Madrid money line. And then the fourth is just, I did like one with this fight I like, one with that fight I like, one with this fight I like.
Right.
It's just a bunch of, so my, like the bulk of my equity is in those 3 bets.
There you go.
And then I have them all bet straight. And it's these 3 are homeless for me, for your boy Lou. Coming to a couch nearby if
Well, don't ask Nico Price. He doesn't have extra space. The Antonio Cromartie of the UFC. Excuse me. All right. Last
that was like
fights,
a real breakdown.
We go. It was. Kevin Holland taking on Michael Oleksiejczuk. -260. Fight doesn't go. The over 1.5 is -140. Holland's -280. Come back on Oleksiejczuk +240. Lou, go ahead. What do you got here?
I mean, this is like the ultimate Kevin Holland get right spot.
You would
this
think
this is a perfect fight for him. Oleksiejczuk can't defend chokes. He's weak to the body. I think he's scared of ethnics. And
Oleksiejczuk?
Yeah. And then this beer is really good, by the way. And then on top of all that, he doesn't have a coach. Yeah, he's training with his friends, dude. He doesn't have a real camp or coach for this. So
why?
Maybe he's preparing a career in
is he like this has gone so well
an HBO medieval show? That seems to be his ceiling.
Might be in House
He's
of
going to be
Dragon coming up.
Court attendee number 9 in House of the Dragon.
The Earl of Sandwich.
Yes. He's John Ryebread. He's his the nephew. So everybody's like, oh, Holland fucks around. Does Holland fuck around? Yeah. Hey, no, he changed his name. He's not Lord Michael anymore. Now he changed his name to something fucking stupid.
It's Hussar, unless he changed it again.
Huzzah! I don't know.
No, it's like some fucking medieval cavalry.
Yeah, and also his head, I don't like it either. There's 3 guys. I don't like their face. So
it's true.
Do I think Holland fucks around? Yes. So you know what my bet is here? Just bet Holland 2-3. I think the KO's live. I think the sub's live. I want to point out an argument that I'm not going to name who said it on air this week. And I respect this person, but they're wrong. The logic's wrong. Oleksiejczuk fought at 205, and he fought guys like Dawson, Jacoby that are way better boxers. And it's is Dustin Jacoby really dangerous the way he fights? I don't think so. He's a point fighter. He is. He's a kickboxer who kind of is not high volume. So bro, Holland's not going to low volume him. He's going to wait. He's going to hit his spots. He's going to have one big surge, and he's going to fuck him up. Everybody's on this submission prop, so I'm not doing it. Can't.
Won't.
I can't. And by the way, I ain't got no beef with Jacoby. I'm Factory X guy. It's my boy. I like the Factory X guys. But to compare the level of danger, Jacoby's going to win fights by decision, man. Yeah, Holland's going to fuck him up. But I don't like the sub. Just, dude, you're getting a decent number with the ITD. I like 2-3, personally. Just because Holland does tend to, kind of fuck around in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole no camp thing is, who's going to be in his corner? Is this going to be,
right?
It's not going to be like Mike Perry, but,
my boy, my other boy. Some dude down the block from my fucking house.
Well, do you know who, I can't think of his fucking name. The tennis player. The fucking Aussie guy. Nick Kyrgios. You know who that is?
I've heard it. Yeah.
So Kyrgios, another dude with like a ton of talent. No coaches. Fucking his friends are sitting in the coach's box when he plays. He's making plans for after the match in the middle of a fucking, like, he just gives no fucks. And it's like, and then he can't win big matches because at some point you need to be tactical. Like, you need a coach to be like, so we should have prepared you for, like, and I just feel like Holland is one of those dudes that's so kind of, he throws from weird angles and he's like, he's got to be like personally infuriating. Because Holland's just going to like talk shit. He's going to say like weird shit to this guy.
He's not going to be able to understand a goddamn word of it.
I think Holland I think Holland fucks him up. I don't think this is going to be very one-sided. But like,
yeah, he doesn't. I like what Patrick said. He doesn't listen to coaching either. So you got two coachless guys here. That's a good point.
I think Holland listens to his coaches. He just doesn't care. I think he certainly. I think there's fights where, and I don't think that's, by the way, that's not entirely true. Like, and I think that's the thing. Like, there's fights with Holland. Like, you could see, like, he starts to. He round 2 he evolves. He starts evolving. I like Holland. I think Holland's a little. I just love Kevin Holland too. Like, I admit it. Like, I like him. So maybe I'm just biased here, but this is like the ultimate. Here you go, Kevin. Thank you for saving every card ever by coming in on like a day's notice. Like, here you go, giving you a main card against the guy who literally isn't in training camp right now.
Yeah. I'm nervous about how he's going to score at 9K. It sounds like it could be a decent pivot spot. I don't think a lot of people are going to be on Kevin Holland for DraftKings, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
can I address this too?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, "Oh man, do you think Holland's chin's going to go because of all the bombs that MVP landed on him?" So, I mean, go watch that fight. Bombs? No.
Yeah, there wasn't much in that fight.
Now, but at the same time, dude, Michael Venom Page, and I'm not like the most massive MVP fan ever, is very fast, is super technical. And he was just, he almost out Holland by being faster and a more legit years and years of striking. Like, dude, I mean, I don't think that was Holland's, like, Holland didn't lose that fight because of bad fight IQ. He went for takedowns. Holland lost because MVP just was way better and way faster. That's it. It happens, man. Holland's going to have a ceiling. Holland's never going to not have a job. He's always going to be a dude. He's always going to be a dude that could like he can co-main event a fight night. He can be on one of these pay-per-views. He's going to have fun fights. People either hate him or they love him. Like, he's a polarizing guy in between basically being Batman and like saving humanity.
Yeah.
So I just think, I think this is just such a smash spot here. And like, if Holland wasn't such a dumbass in some of his fights, he'd be minus 500.
Yeah,
this is revenge for Cody Brundage.
That's true. That is very true. I just don't know how he's going to score. I mean, he finished Chiesa in the first round, scored 95. He's 9K this week. I don't know if that's going to be enough. He finished Ponzinibbio in the third. He scored 81. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Oleksiejczuk fights in a style that's going to allow Kevin Holland to score to his full potential. So if there's a chance to score big, I think it is this fight. And so I think Holland is another good pivot spot at 9K that's going to go overlooked, being surrounded by Almeida and the other 9K guys that I was mentioning. So check out the ownership on Holland before you make any decisions. But yeah, could be interesting. Co-main event, Lou. Here we go. Sean Strickland. I almost said Eric Strickland. I've been listening to too much Wu-Tang lately. Or Rod Strickland, I should say. Who's Eric? That's another NBA player. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. Sean Strickland taking on Paulo Costa, minus 245 for Strickland, plus 210 for Secret Juice, minus 155. Fight doesn't go. And the over-under set at 4.5, plus 105, minus 135. Yeah, you start off this one so you can finish us on the main event.
Swerve. Swerve. Do you know who Swerve Strickland is?
Swerve Strickland?
Yeah.
No, I just assumed that was from like, I don't know. I don't know.
Swerve Strickland is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion right now.
Oh.
And he used to be in the WWE. He's been around for a while. He's cool as shit, dude. Like, he's a wrestler you would like.
Nice. I
He's
like
got,
his name.
well, he's a rapper, sorta. Like, he raps his own song. He's got a cool gimmick. He's a badass. Like, he's awesome. And like,
sounds like John Cena.
And he's like late 30s. Well, yeah, he has an element of danger that.
Well, as many raps his own songs.
I'm a fan of John Cena's luchador brother, Juan Cena.
Juan Cena, yeah.
You definitely can't see him.
No.
Look, this is one of those fights when I looked at it and I'm like, before tape, and I will admit to not really taping this hard because I feel like I know both guys really well. Like,
I mean,
there's fights that I'm like, I know what I'm getting.
Right.
But I always like to watch the last one or two fights back. Like, I don't think I need to go deep into the archives here and watch like Strickland Hermanson. Like, I don't feel like that's a fight.
No.
So I like Strickland's another dude. Like, I can't stand him. I know people like some people love the guy, and like he's just, how do you like this guy as a human being? Like, he's detestable.
Right.
Meanwhile, Costa is like, I do steroids. Look, it's like every picture on Twitter is like, look at my steroids. Look at my penis.
He has
look
a
at my, like, it's literally like he's a guy I hate too. Like, so it's like, God damn. Like,
yeah, but at least he knows he's in on it.
So here's my question to the people in the chat and the, as Iron Sheik would have said, to the God and the Jesus and the Vincent K. McMahon. How does Strickland win? Well, that's the easy part. He jabs his way through 5 rounds.
Yeah.
He just lands 200 strikes, and that's how he wins. How does Costa win this fight at this price? Well, there's 2 ways. One would be a finish. I don't see him getting a finish. I realize that Strickland has been finished. He's not impervious to pain. And we're going to get to that part. So a finish. Unlikely, but there. But number 2 is, if Strickland is just jab, 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 and not doing any damage to Costa, who is very durable, go watch, when you watch the fight that Costa had with Whitaker, which was close, Costa threw that high kick like 4 or 5 times. He didn't hit it, but he missed by like an inch or two, a couple of those. And one of those would have ended the fight. If he would have connected with Whitaker on one of those, it was done. They were clean. He didn't like telegraph it. There was just snap. Now, I know Strickland's tough. If Costa can land 1 or 2 of these in a round, he's winning the round. He's going to win the optics of the round. Could he finish Strickland? Kind of think so. If he lands enough of them. The problem is Strickland's like pretty wily vet.
Yeah.
And he may just say, I'm not worried about the way he punches. I'm worried about the kick. And it's not like Costa mixes up a lot of his kicks. He throws to the legs, but he winds up a little too much. He doesn't really throw to the body with his kicks. He throws to the body with his punches, but not a lot with his kicks.
And it's a lot of one strike combinations or lack thereof.
Well, Costa, the one you see now, if Costa lands a big shot, then he comes in and he throws flurries.
That's true.
But right, he doesn't really. Whereas Strickland's just throwing jabs and he's throwing combos and like, but then Strickland's not a big kicker either. So it's this really weird. It's going to be boring, but it's going to be like kind of. It's like it's boring, but there's still like a level of unpredictability where like, Strickland's a crazy psycho. And Costa's definitely a psycho.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Paulo Costa wins this fight. And I'm going to say that he wins by knockout. That he lands one of those kicks that he was so close to landing on Whitaker. He's going to catch Strickland out of nowhere. And he's going to knock him out. And I'm going to go even further. It's going to happen in round 5.
Oh, fuck. What's the number? Oh, you're going to. Oh, shit. What's that meme? Oh, fuck. You're going to make me bet Paulo Costa round 5 KO. I was going to just ask you what the KO number was. Then you said round 5. Holy shit.
33-1
I was
for
going
the
to say
round
35.
5.
Yeah. Wow.
See, 385 is fine too, but this is my weird dog of the week.
I like it.
Yeah, and also Nina Drama should probably be the ref because like
that would be awesome.
Or like if we want to do the whole pro wrestling thing, it's like Nina Drama on a pole match.
Yep.
Because
or no,
there's some weird fucking shit with these 3 right now with that bird.
I think she used to be Sean Strickland's manager. Now she is Paulo. Something happened. Now she's Paulo Costa's manager. So they're kind of fighting over her, but not really. But
yeah. And now here's the question. Now also let's keep in mind that Costa weighed 85 pounds more than Vettori when that fight started.
Right.
Because that was the fight where they kept moving it like, I can't make 185. Okay, we'll do it. I can't make 205. I'm coming in at 214. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So he was like 30 pounds heavier at weigh-ins. And then like by the time the fight happened, he was like 3 weight classes. He was like super heavyweight. Vettori has this brick fucking head. I don't think Strickland has that durability. I think with Strickland, what you get is dudes that he's throwing so much more volume and he's fast. It's just Strickland doesn't get hit a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't think Strickland's eating a couple of these big headshots from Costa. But would you lose your mind for a round 5 KO here from Costa?
Oh, that would be, yeah, that would be amazing. I'm definitely rooting for Paulo Costa for sure.
Like, and I don't like, let me make this clear. I don't like either guy. If this ends in like a double leg break, awesome.
Yeah, but I don't like either guy, but on the likability scale, like there's a vast difference here. And I think Paulo Costa is way above Strickland. But yeah, still it's like a 3 and a 1, you know what I mean? But that's a big difference there. Yeah, I like I like this fight I think this is the one fight this week that you could potentially stack in cash games, to be honest. I think it goes all 5. I'd love to see it end in the 5th. That would be perfect as well for a stack because these dudes are going to throw. Like Sean Strickland, he put up, he scored only 112 against Avis. That was second round. 117 against Nasruddin in that 5-round fight. That's the number I was looking for. He took the L to Drickus, but still ended up with 71. If one of these guys, and yeah, that was the other one, Costa put up 73 in a loss to Vettori. If one of these one of these losers, let me rephrase. If the loser of this fight, if one of these fucking losers can score 70 points in a loss, the winner's going to score more than that, obviously, you would think. And so therefore I think it's a good fight to stack. So I'm personally, my head says Strickland's going to win by decision, but my heart definitely wants round 5 Paulo Costa, and that's what we're going to root for here. So, yeah, I think you can stack this one. I don't think you can stack the next fight we're talking about, but I think this one is a decent option. Shot on the draw could be interesting. How do you see a draw happening here?
Well, here's the thing. I don't see a 10-8 round.
That's what I was going to say. I don't see one either.
So Monk, what else would have to happen?
I mean, you'd have to get a yam bag. I mean, you'd have to get a yam bag.
I mean, I know it doesn't check a lot of the boxes of what I like for historical yam baggage.
Who's yamming though? The Costa would have to kick him in the dick like 3 times before a point gets taken. Because Strickland's a crazy fuck.
He'll kind of human beings that could do it, but it's. As I saw this comment, it's dawning on me that in the Vettori fight, because Costa was like, he got gassed and he fought through it.
Right.
But this is exactly, Costa's one of these guys.
There were eye pokes, wasn't it?
When he gets tired, he does it to buy himself time, to intentionally step down from Rob.
Smart.
Steve, I said
the eraser. He'll erase your fucking vision.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this. You know what phrase we haven't used in a while?
Oh, here we go. Here's an option I didn't think about.
That'd be interesting.
He doesn't. Yeah. Oh, that's true.
You know what?
No poke gloves.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. He'll find a way. You know what phrase we haven't used in a while before we get to the main event?
Handy fappy.
When are they in England again? Next month?
Yeah, Leon and Bilal.
We haven't used the term proper rogering in a very long time.
Ooh, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
We'll
have to see what grapplers are on that card. Somebody's got to get a proper rogering.
Somebody has to.
Do we know any Brits that can come on? And I don't mean lucrative. I don't need to,
I don't know. I think we know way more Aussies, don't we?
Yeah, but that's like a prison colony. I don't like working with Australians.
I mean, there's give and take, No, I don't know. I don't know who. I'm sure they have to exist, right?
All right. Can we get Brady to talk with a British accent?
Yeah. Can we pretend he just graduated from Hogwarts or some shit?
Just let him imitate Bisping the entire fucking show.
There we go. Let's just get Bisping.
And he can just talk about soccer. And I'll act like soccer is the worst thing ever.
He'd be good at that, I think. That's a good idea.
Well, I was wondering where he went for this fight.
He's a busy guy, man. He's a busy guy. Kobe Covington, of course.
Kobe,
of course, Trump
Kobe.
Doesn't know his fucking name. He's probably like, I can't wait to meet him, huh?
In Trump's defense, he's a little distracted right now.
That's true. That is true. Guy's got a lot going on. Islam Makhachev taking on, don't call him a motherfucker, taking on Dustin Poirier, minus 640 for Makhachev here, plus 465. Some people are saying disrespectful. Others are saying not disrespectful enough. Minus 550 doesn't go. The over 2.5 is plus 160. I'll start us off here. I mean, for DraftKings, that'd be nice. I love Makhachev. I'm concerned about how he scores. Outside of a first round, specifically knockout, specifically with a knockdown, I'm not sure how he scores here. He scored 94 points in a 5-round decision against Volk. Against Charles, he put up 119. Great. Second round sub, tons of control time, and we got a knockdown. We got 30 strikes out of that and a couple of takedowns. Yeah, I bet I'd be shy. I saw that video. I was like, dude, if he knows what fucking bougie means, I'm gonna just throw out everything I know. There's no way.
I just learned what sexy red is, so like I'm not.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well, you probably saw the Shawn Michaels video. What was I gonna say? I don't even know what we were just fucking talking about. Oh, but yeah, they had all those dudes on there asking them all about slang, and then they have Kevin Holland who's like telling everyone what the slang actually means. It was fucking hilarious and so dumb but funny. I guess he put up 107 against Green. Again, he didn't get a knockdown, but I guess he did get a first round KO. 107 at 9,500 is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. And 101. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass, man. He's putting up a ton of points, I guess, all the time. And if Poirier's like retiring or who knows, I can't tell you that Islam is too expensive. I can't say that. I think you have to play him. I don't think he's too. What's 87? He was 95 against Volk when he scored 94 points. He was also 9,500 against Bobby Green when he put up 107, and he was 9,600 against Dan Hooker when he put up 101. So those could be okay numbers. I'd like to see it closer to 115, 120. Maybe we see that here with a knockdown and a couple of takedowns. I don't know. So give me Makhachev. That said, Poirier is so fucking cheap here at 6,700. You got to play some of him. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I'm not making it zero. So I do not think you should stack this fight. I'm on the Makhachev side. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think this looks easy. Lou, take us home. What do you got?
Well, finally in Makhachev, there's a face I like.
Hey, what's not to like?
You know what that face is? the face of somebody who is a deserving minus 650 favorite.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So Big Steve gave out a cool version of a bet for this. His is on Bet3, or might have been on, it's on one of his Australian books. But
yeah, he did it all in decimals, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I'm good at math, but like, come on, man. Like, don't make me do
3.65.
But I like the idea here of like combining I think it was something like a Makhachev. He did a Makhachev takedown in the first with a Makhachev takedown in the second. I know you can't do that on DraftKings, but you could do something along the lines of like Makhachev get it from one first round takedown over like 0.5 minutes and then under like, or fight doesn't go, and like really find a way to crunch it. Actually, it's Thursday night.
Get it down.
There's a chance they have it. Well, I know, but I want to play it. I want to at least play around with it because, look, now they don't have it up yet. So usually Friday they put all this shit up. But then look, you're fading a KO or a submission. You're fading the round. You just think you're taking Makhachev in the distance and trying to get it at like close to even money. I think Makhachev fucks him up. Round 1 through round 3 is minus 145. I think that's totally fair. I don't know how Poirier gets up on any of these takedown attempts.
Yeah.
You know, this is how quick does he want to win? Like, and it's not like Poirier can't wrestle. He's a decent wrestler.
Yeah, but there's levels here.
Well, this is not the kind of wrestling that like he wants to fuck around with. And on the feet, you know, it's going to sound like a really weird comparison, but let me make the comparison, because how much more can I really say about like, oh yeah, Makhachev's going to win? Oh, here you go. See, it's a bet like that, and if you add a first round takedown, you're probably getting a plus money. So I like that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
But I feel like nobody talks about this element. Makhachev's still getting better. Like, still getting better. And the weird comparison I'm going to make is a guy like Johnny Hendricks.
Okay.
Where the guy came in and his wrestling was so good, he's like, okay, I don't need to really train my wrestling. Like, I'll do minimal shit. All I want to do is learn to strike. And Hendricks leaps and bounds improved his striking to the point where he's like, you know what, I just want to knock motherfuckers out.
Yeah, to the point where he was known for cracking people.
But and it also ended up being his detriment. Because he's like, I don't care about wrestling anymore.
Right.
But Makhachev now is getting to that point with his striking where I think he knows. He's like, dude, I'm comfortable right now on the feet. Hendricks did beat GSP. I agree with that.
So do I.
And Hendricks could counter wrestle him, which was great. He's like, cool.
I remember that fight.
Like,
wasn't he wearing orange trunks in that one?
Makhachev has now gotten to the point on his feet where he's so comfortable with his kicks, with his striking, with his more importantly, I know he got knocked down. I got it by Volk. He got knocked down. Okay. But his striking defense is pretty good. His striking is definitely good. Now, that's not to say he's going to want to do that here for 25 minutes. But it's good enough now where Poirier has to respect it. He can't just defend the takedown. He has to respect that Makhachev can just do it. And more importantly, he has to respect that Makhachev can get full mount and just rain down fists.
Yeah. And that's where he's going to score a ton of points
or
too.
If he takes his back, can just rain down fists.
Yep.
So I just don't know how Makhachev ever loses until he just gets bored. Or if he ends up moving up and then like maybe somebody's just way stronger than him on a given night.
I hope not, man. Like long gone are the days where dudes just rule a fucking division and that's what they do. Like I want to see that again. I'm sick of this.
But him moving to 170 would be good because 170 has been kind of crappy for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like if there's one division to move to, I feel like that's the one.
It'd be awesome to see him fucking beat the shit out of Ian Gary.
And then you got the guys at 170 that are like could Bo Nickel make 170? Like, maybe. Kamzat? No, really, not at this point. So, right, like who could? So the thing is like he could just crush 170 and like murder everybody. Maybe Carter Sirachi when he gets out of Penn State. would fight at 170. That dude's going to be awesome. That'd be a really interesting fight. But yeah, Makhachev's going to kill him. Can we get to soccer now?
Just a
Enough
super.
of this crap.
Excuse me. You said something super interesting about Islam striking.
I've never said anything interesting.
His last 3 fights, Islam's significant striking accuracy, 73%. That's true. 73% against Oliveira, 60% against Volk 1, 83% against Volk 2. Meanwhile, Poirier, his striking defense against BSD was 32%. Against Gaethje was 37%. Against McGregor was 29%. That could be interesting. All right, yes, I'm done. You go ahead with the football. The champions.
Right. The champions. Here's your 1-minute breakdown of soccer bets that I like. Real Madrid minus 160. I'm going to probably do a little video tomorrow. I haven't decided. If not, I'll just do like a bunch of tweets, but there's a lot. Just Dortmund's been very lucky to make it this far. The PSG games, they hit the post 6 times in the fucking last game.
Jesus.
Their expected goals was over 5. They scored 0. Very unfortunate. Even before that, Atletico Madrid should have outscored them. PSV, all these matches they had in the knockout stage really went the way of Dortmund. They got really lucky. This is a one-off game against the perennial champions, against the best coach in the world, with a team that can come not just down the middle like PSG did, but can attack on either flank. It's Toni Kroos's last game. It's Jude Bellingham against his old team, and they're playing in England. No, I mean, I'd hope not. I'm trying to make money. I'm telling this from a gambling standpoint. So, just Real Madrid to me wins. They probably win 2-0. That's my predicted scoreline. I don't love betting teams to win at 0, but it's plus 175 if you want to take that shot. In terms of quick props, I like Bellingham to score at plus 160. You're not getting great odds for goal scorers here, but I like Bellingham to score. Bellingham to take one shot from outside the box. Doesn't have to hit the net. It's not a shot on target. He could sail it 30 yards over the fucking net for all I care.
Just a shot?
One shot from outside the box from Bellingham is minus 160. I love that bet. And the final one I will give is a weird... I like, Monk, that you're shaking your head. You're like, I don't know who these fucking people
I'm like, yes, I know who Bellingham is. Roger Bellingham.
And Antonio Rudiger to have any shot on goal. Again, can go... He could hit it into the 90th row. It's a shot. He could
hit Phil Tits.
He could hit Phil Tits in Germany. Rudiger's one of these dudes. He's a big dude. He's a big defender. He's got good ups. He's always getting his head on the ball for all these set pieces. All he has to do on a set piece is get his head on the ball in 90 minutes. For the team that will have the most possession, that's going to earn more corners, that's going to have more set pieces. If he gets one fucking header, this bet pays. It is currently plus 110. The books whether or not this bet wins, the books fuck that one up. He's going to play all 90 minutes. If he gets one fucking header in the box, there's your shot on goal. That bet's done. Yeah. I mean, I'd play this up to minus 200. I mean, I really think Madrid wins this game 75% of the time. There's so much to like here, and it's square as shit. But last fact, the last 5 Champions League finals have all ended with the winning team winning something to nothing. The last 4 have been 1-0 games. Yes, I know. Not really promoting the beautiful game when it's a 1-0 fucking final. And 2-0 5 years ago when Liverpool beat Tottenham. But there's some weird factors mitigated there, like Inter Milan just parked the bus. And that's the thing is Dortmund probably going to park the bus. But if Real Madrid scores early, Dortmund's going to have to get out of this defensive shell at the beginning of the second half, and then Real Madrid may just absolutely fucking
lay it on.
They may roll them like 6-0. I don't think Dortmund scores. Dude, Dortmund's So there's like 6 guys on Real Madrid that their odds to score. Monk, you don't have to understand soccer to know this part. There's like 6 dudes on Real Madrid where their odds to score are like plus 120, plus 160, plus 170. And then there's like a plus 300 guy on Real Madrid. The lowest odds you can get on anybody on Dortmund to score is Nicholas Fulkrug, and he's plus 400.
Oh my God.
So even the books are like, we don't think they score any goal.
We don't think they're going to score at all.
It's like, dude, look, you have to be a good team. They've made it this far. In the Bundesliga, they came in 5th. They had a really weird year. They won games where teams were just they won all these games where teams were just like, we're setting our team. Like for whatever reason, they're like, we need to set our team this week. And then they lost some games where they're like, we need to set our whole team this week because we got the Champions League coming up. So there's like a lot of their schedule where I'm like, all right, throw this out, throw that out.
How you finish 5th in your league and still make the fucking champions? How many people they letting in this motherfucking tournament?
Well, no, because the Champions League based on what you did the year before.
Oh,
they came in 2nd the year before. It's the top 4 teams. So this season that just ended like last week, they came in 5th. I don't think their coach is great tactically. I don't think the expansive way they play is going to work on this team. I think this is like, I really think this is just a fucking smash spot. You could play -1 at plus 115. It's a push if it ends 1-0. But I honestly think Real is just going to fucking smash this team, and that's it. I'll post all the bets. Follow my Twitter. Follow my Twitter. I'm going to post it all Saturday. I may be going out to the soccer bar. If I do, nice. I might do a live show at noon from the bar.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd definitely tune into that. Well, I'd tune in no matter what, but I'd be extra excited for sure.
Look at this fucker
comment. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
What's up, locker room? All right, get us out.
There we go. All right, guys. Yeah, we did it. Make sure to tune in. See if Lou's going to do that show tomorrow. Be sure to tune in to Bankroll or Bust. It was posted right before happy hour. It is live on my channel, MonkMMATics on YouTube. You find the link on Twitter. It's got your boy Lou Betya on as a contestant. It's got Pepe Sylvia and a returning champ, Red Beard Bets, who had a 110% ROI last week, guys. These guys gave out bets for 12 bets across all 12 fights. Do not miss it. And yeah, that is about it. Enjoy your weekend. And as usual, we want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.